This, oh, I done a video on this subject a while back, on the idea of responsibility, I believe. So this is kind of that video 2.0. Now for the record, I think this video is inspired perhaps partially by that previous video and partially by a Sunday school class I'd had this past weekend. So shout out to those guys in my Sunday school class if you ever watched this. In any case, it feels like there's a question we should ask ourselves. And I don't know if we do. It might have to do with the idea that it's kind of a really fundamental question, but it feels like if you're a person who wants to do the right thing, you should ask yourself, how do I do the most good for the most people in the best way I know how, right? To my mind, this is a question that is nearly impossible. Like, okay, for the record, there are objective standards, right? There are what we consider like standardized moral codes, but within the realm of those standardized moral codes, there's a lot of like ambiguity as to what your responsibilities are. Like, what are your actual moral obligations within that realm of possibility? And it's a question that I think is really hard to answer for oneself and nearly impossible to answer for another person. There's so many factors that go into it, and they're so unique to the individuals who are trying to delve through them and figure them out, right? That there's your geographical location. Should I feel obligated to go to a different continent and help those people? Whereas maybe if I stay where I am, I might be better off because I already understand this culture, or I can already help them in ways like that. It has to do with your abilities, like your talent to do a thing, or your knowledge, or whatever, right? Where are those best applied? It even has maybe to do with your perceived luck, right? How often do bad things happen to you? How often do you make mistakes? Are you accident prone? That can maybe cause a person to be like, no, I don't want to get involved because I could mess up and hurt people, right? And maybe I'm just better leaving it be, right? And again, this is a thing that it's hard to answer for yourself. It's nearly impossible to answer for another person. I think to the point where I feel like you're standing on shaky ground when you walk up to a person and say, no, you should dedicate yourself to this cause. You should act in such and such a way or get involved in such and such a movement. This question and answer, it feels like it will remain forever in the realm of moral ambiguity. Right? I don't think you're ever going to find an objective standard, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like being a Christian, I think it could be by design. In order to ensure an equal distribution of effort, it feels like it is necessary that people feel responsible for different things, that they dedicate themselves to different cause. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully that made sense. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please press the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to.